Howdy y'all, Christi here, Little Salty Homesteader, and I am back today with your November 2024 North Texas garden checklist. So this will be published on October 30th, 2024, which is a couple of days before November 1st, obviously. I wanted to get it out before November started because I've been a little bit late the last couple of months, and I wanted to kind of give you guys a guide of what to kind of take care of during the month of November. Now, for reference, I am in Collin County in North Texas, but most of this list should still apply to you regardless of where you are within North Texas. A friend of mine, Gary, who lives down in Houston, his list for previous months has been very, very close to mine up here in North Texas, so there's not a whole big variation there between the two places, even though we're, pretty far apart mile and time wise. All right, I am actually indoors today. The wind outside is so terrible. It is incredibly noisy, and I don't have a microphone for my phone that blocks all that wind noise. And they keep adding in rain into the forecast, taking it out, putting it back and forth. So it's better if I just film it here in my office. That way everything is nice and clear and the wind doesn't interfere with anything that I'm trying to say. So I have 3 different sources that I used to gather this task list for the month of November. I use Dallas Garden School. Her planting dates closely align with my planting dates and things that come from my seedtime.us account, which is my second source. And then my third source is Neil Sperry's Lone Star Gardening book that I have. It is a fantastic resource for any Texas gardener, especially here in North Texas. He lives in McKinney. He's been gardening for 100 bazillion years. No, not really that long, but many, many years. So he is a fantastic resource to turn to whenever you have questions about anything pertaining to your lawn, your trees, flowers, shrubs, all of those things out there that may not necessarily be edibles, but still provide, a good looking yard and landscape and such. So those 3 sources are what I referred to create this task list. I'm sure there are other checklists out there that closely resemble this, but these are the things that I'm going to be focusing on this month. So perhaps they might be helpful to you guys too. So the maintenance tasks that you're going to want to take care of this month include frost preparation. That's probably the most important maintenance task this month because my estimated frost date where I am located is around November 15th. Now, it's not guaranteed that that's going to be the first frost date. It could be earlier, it could be later. That's just that average first frost. So I want to make sure that I have everything that I need to prepare my winter and fall garden for that. That's going to include frost cloth, greenhouse plastic. You can also use burlap, cardboard. In terms of mulch, you can use shredded up leaves, grass clippings, straw mulch, hardwood mulch. All of those different things are going to be really helpful in protecting your plants whenever the hard winter weather starts to make an appearance, usually in November. The second thing that you're going to want to take care of is if you still have new trees and shrubs, you're going to want to go ahead and plant them out this month. You want to do it before the ground is too cold. You want them to go ahead and start generating a healthy root system before the harsh winter weather sets in. And if you have any spring blooming perennials like tulips and daffodils, you want to go ahead and dig those up and divide them because those bulbs do multiply as they grow. The next maintenance task that you want to take care of is pruning back your fall blooming perennials. I don't think that I don't think I personally have any other than the salvia, but that's pretty constant during the entire growing season. You will want to go ahead and prune those back before that frost happens, and then you will also fertilize your winter flowers and ornamentals as well as your winter garden vegetables. Yesterday I took care of the liquid fertilizer portion for October. So in 2 weeks, I will follow that up with slow release fertilizer. And then 2 weeks after that, I will do another round of liquid fertilizer just to make sure that there are lots of nutrients available for my plants all season long. Now, you do have some planting tasks that you can do in November. It's not as extensive a list as months past, but there are some things that you can go ahead and get put into your garden. So the first one is going to be narcissus and pre-chilled tulips. Now this is according to Dallas Garden School, their planting schedule. Neil Sperry says tulips go out around Christmas, so that's going to be personal preference and, whatever you have time for. Just wanted to get that out there that some sources say to go ahead and get those tulips planted now, as long as they're pre-chilled. North Texas growing tulips does require that pre-chilling because it doesn't get cold enough here to help stimulate the growth within those tulips. The next thing that you can go ahead and plant out is cool season annuals like pansies, dianthus, ornamental kale. You can plant some snapdragons that will carry over into the spring and then start blooming. And then you can plant cool season vegetables by transplant, not direct seeding them, but you can go ahead and transplant out your broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, lettuce, collard greens, kale, mustard greens, Swiss chard, and spinach. And if you have not planted your garlic out yet, it is okay. You have until around November 15th to get those cloves planted in the ground. I actually just planted mine on Monday, so I was a little bit late this year, but it's out there now. Still plenty of time. You have until, like I said, November 15th to get that garlic planted if it's something that you're going to grow. If you are planning on growing your own onions and you want to grow those by seed, you need to get that done the first week of November, no later than that. That way they'll be ready for transplant out in January-ish. I have one tray of onions right here that's growing. You can't really see because the grow lights are kind of blinding that area right there, but I have one tray of 2 different types of yellow onions. So cool. Okay, the next task isn't necessarily outside in the garden, but it is important and kind of fun. So one thing that you can do in the month of November is go ahead and pre-order your 2025 seed catalogs. Now, there are a couple of reasons that you would want to go ahead and pre-order those. One, make sure that they arrive in time for you to start procuring seeds for your 2025 growing season. 2, you can do cool art with them. I will be saving most of mine for Lily's Girl Scout troop for a gardening badge that they're going to be working on in March. And one of the things is that they will kind of design their own garden, cutting out pictures of plants and things from seed catalogs. So if you have crafty children or you need a task for your children to do that just gets them out of your hair for a little while, order the seed catalogs. Most of them are free. If they're not free, they are just a small nominal, wow, words are hard, nominal price. I think I saw one yesterday for like $1.98 or something. The most expensive seed catalog that I have seen is the one for Baker Creek. However, it is literally this thick. You are getting basically a coffee table book seed catalog that has a ton of different growing information. It's going to give you history on plants. It's going to talk about the different growers that they have that grow those plants and seeds out. It's going to talk about the company itself. It has recipes. I mean, this thing is like a seed catalog mecca. I do pay the price for that one every year. I pre-order it during their pre-order special so that it is a little bit less expensive, but they do also have a free seed catalog that is substantially thinner, that is still wonderful quality and a great resource to look at as well. Some of the companies that you can pre-order your seed catalogs from, this is not all inclusive. This is companies that I have actually purchased seeds from and had success. The list for the seed catalogs is going to be Botanical Interests, Baker Creek, of course, which I just talked about, Harris Seeds, Johnny's Selected Seeds, Park Seed, Pine Tree Garden Seeds, Seed Savers Exchange, High Mowing Seeds, Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, So True Seed, and Territorial Seed. What I like to do with the seed catalogs is once I kind of have a reference point of the different crop types that I'm going to grow, okra, pepper, squash, tomatoes, all of those different crop types, then I will start to make a list of new types that I feel like I kind of want to try out, and that could be hybrids or heirlooms. So I will then just kind of sift through the catalogs and kind of mark through them which of the, or wherever I find those new varieties that I want to try. So say there's like a Juliet tomato, and I see that, this is just an example, I don't know if this is accurate, so don't take this as gospel, but if it's a Juliet tomato and I see it in the Johnny Select catalog, then I'm going to mark that page so that I know which company I'm going to be procuring my 2025 garden seeds from. Now, I have 101 million seeds already, this black binder and this blue binder here. Those are all the seeds that I currently have. So I'm not going to be obtaining too many more for the vegetable garden, but this blue in here has the flowers in it, and I would like to add to that a little bit. So those seed catalogs are going to come in handy to help me find some varieties that I want to put into my garden space. The next part of this shopping planning task is actually starting to figure out those different crop types. Again, tomatoes, okra, peppers, squash, different flower types like snapdragons, sunflowers, zinnias, marigolds. You want to go ahead and create a pretty broad list. You don't need to get too specific yet. You also kind of want to consider your growing space and kind of think about where you may want to plant things. Now, my garden locations for planting things don't change too much from year to year because of the way the sun works in my garden and the way that the raised beds are. However, knowing where each of those things is going to go will allow me to kind of figure out how many plants I can have of that crop type. So say okra, I can have 12 okra plants max of the full size, gigantic tree-sized okra. So knowing I can have 12 okra, 12 sweet peppers, whatever it breaks down to, will really help me whenever it comes time for that shopping part and figuring out of these seeds what all I want to grow. But that is basically the gist of the November 2024 North Texas vegetable garden checklist. If you have anything else that I may have missed that needs to be taken care of in the month of November, please go ahead and comment that below. That way I can add it to my checklist, and any other viewers that found this video helpful can also add it to theirs. And if you did find this video helpful and you want to see more monthly checklists, please like and subscribe and comment and do all those different YouTube things. I am slowly but surely growing my channel, and I appreciate everybody's support so far. But that is all I have for you today. Until next time, go find a way to get those garden manicures. Bye!